back in the news again for some controversial comments she made, trying to suggest that there was a link between swine flu and Democrats.
I find it interesting that it was back in the 1970s that the swine flu broke out then under another Democrat president, Jimmy Carter, and I'm not blaming this on President Obama. I just think it's an interesting coincidence.
And that would be an interesting coincidence, except the swine flu happened in 1976, and the president at the time was a Republican president, Gerald Ford.
And, you know, we can't publicly endorse as a church, and would not, any candidate, but I can tell you personally that I'm going to vote for Michele Bachmann.
Thank you so much for this opportunity just to be here with you tonight as a fellow believer in Jesus Christ. I stand before you tonight as a 50-year-old woman who heard that message when I was 16 years old. I have never been the same since. Take that message and let it turn you inside out, because if we do exactly that, if we make a decision that we will not be lukewarm, that we're going to be hot, or we're going to be cold, it isn't just you that's going to change. I want you to know this. The world is going to change because of what Jesus Christ is going to do to your life. When I came to Jesus Christ when I was 16 years old, He had me come to Him, come to the foot. He put me through His own little Bible school where all I did is just focus my life on studying all the time. If I wasn't studying schoolwork, I was studying His Word. And His Word is what motivated me to study schoolwork.
This whole philosophical idea of multicultural diversity, which on the face sounds wonderful. Let's appreciate and value everyone's cultures. But guess what? Not all cultures are equal. Not all values are equal. America is a great nation with great values. We are equal opportunity for all. And it's because we all came here and we came together as one. Out of many, one. Not all cultures are equal. Not all values are equal.
Start out talking to you about how God doesn't want us to be lukewarm. Amen? He says, be hot or cold. Can you imagine? He would tell the world to be cold before being lukewarm? Imagine that. Well, when God gave me His calling, when I received Jesus when I was 16, the one thing that I knew is the difference between not knowing Him, being cold, and being hot. And you know, today if you watch TV, a lot of times you'll see young people on TV and they'll say, she's hot. Or they'll say, he's hot. And what are they talking about? They're talking about the outward, about how someone looks on the outside. What does God say when He looks at you or when He looks at me? He wants to say, she's hot. He's hot. Because we are hot for Him on the inside. Amen? Because when you are hot for Jesus Christ, there is nothing that is like that life. It is the most exciting life when you are praying in the Spirit, when you are meditating on His Word, when you are fellowshipping with like-hot believers. He turns your life around. And it isn't just for you. It's for the world. He changes the world through hot people. And God then called me to run for the United States Congress. And I thought, what in the world would that be for? And my husband said, you need to do this. And I wasn't so sure. And we took 3 days and we fasted and we prayed and we said, Lord, is this what you want? Is this your will? And after long about the afternoon of day 2, He made that calling sure. And it's been now 22 months that I've been running for United States Congress. Who in their right mind would spend 2 years to run for a job that lasts for 2 years? You'd have to be absolutely a fool to do that. You are now looking at a fool for Christ. This is a fool for Christ.
But people talk about cap and tax and they aren't sure exactly what we're talking about.
Let's get back to step one. What is the problem? Why do we have to have this tax in the first place? It's about carbon dioxide. Well, what is carbon dioxide? Let's just go to a fundamental question. Carbon dioxide, Mr. Speaker, is a natural byproduct of nature. Carbon dioxide is natural. It occurs in Earth. It is a part of the regular life cycle of Earth. In fact, life on planet Earth can't even exist without carbon dioxide. So necessary is it to human life, to animal life, to plant life, to the oceans, to the vegetation that's on the earth, to the fowl that flies in the air. We need to have carbon dioxide as a part of the fundamental life cycle of Earth. As a matter of fact, carbon dioxide is portrayed as harmful, but there isn't even one study that can be produced that shows that carbon dioxide is a harmful gas. There isn't one such study because carbon dioxide is not a harmful gas, it is a harmless gas. Carbon dioxide is natural. It is not harmful, it is a part of Earth's life cycle. And yet we're being told that we have to reduce this natural substance and reduce the American standard of living to create an arbitrary reduction in something that is naturally occurring in the earth.
Global warming is something that's talked a lot about and has been for the last probably 20 years. And I remember the covers of some of our news magazines, our weekly news magazines, that said that we were coming into an ice age. That was in the 1970s, and scientists felt that we were coming into global cooling, not global warming. Then scientists said we were going into global warming, and they backed off of that and then said we were going into global cooling. Now we're back into some scientists talking for global warming. I don't think that it has been established yet as a fact that global warming is the issue of the day. And I think that at this point, one thing that we need to do is look at the science.
How many Congress people, members of Congress, do you think are in that anti-American crowd you describe? How many Congress people you serve with? I mean, there's 435 members of Congress. How many are anti-American in the Congress right now that you serve with?
You'd have to ask them, Chris. I'm focusing on Barack Obama and the people that he's been associated with.
But do you suspect that a lot of people you serve with,
their anti-American nature?
Well, he's a United States Senator from Illinois. He's one of the people you suspect as being anti-American. How many people in the Congress of the United States do you think are anti-American? You've already suspected Barack Obama. Is he alone, or are there others? How many do you suspect of your colleagues as being anti-American?
What I would say is that the news media should do a penetrating expose and take a look. I wish they would. I wish the American media would take a great look at the views of the people in Congress and find out, are they pro-America or anti-America? I think people would love to see an expose like that.
Okay, thank you very much. U.S. Congresswoman Michele Bachmann.
Let me ask you very quickly. You've said you were concerned during the campaign that Obama had anti-American views, and you said the news media should do a penetrating expose and take a look at the views of the people in Congress and find out if they're pro-America or anti-America.
Actually, that's not what I said at all. What I would say is that the news media should do a penetrating expose and take a look. I wish they would. I wish the American media would take a great look at the views of the people in Congress and find out, are they pro-America or anti-America?
I'm reading your exact quote.
That's not what I said. It's an urban legend that was created.
It's on tape. I have the tape on my website, Alan.
The news media should do a penetrating expose and take a look and find out, are they pro-America or anti-America?
That organization is an organization that has their beliefs, and they gave Patty Wetterling money. How do you get from point A, we're contributing to Patty Wetterling's campaign, to she wants to sit down with Osama bin Laden and go Peace Pact believes that, and Patty has put that herself in 2 debates, that that's what we should do. I'm sorry, Michelle, but you're making that up. She makes up stories.